Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Kim, teaching the United States history. Previously, actually, usually USA was born as a new nation, and they actually look at the west side, and finally, starting from the 13 states, they actually made 50 states, including Alaska and Hawaii. And usually until the end of 19th century, usually, yeah, USA only focusing on inner side, okay? They have no time to look at the outside. That means they don't have enough time to look other countries. Foreign, what happened in the foreign continent, foreign actually country, they have no interest in it. But finally, as soon as they establish 50 states and the nation of USA actually became actually stabilized, and they are so stable now. So from that time, from the moment they try to look at outside, especially other country. That is also the starting point of imperialism. Usually, imperialism is the one of the first desire is aim is that desire for new market, especially the some many European country, and also even in the United States there is industrial revolution. They actually product so many things, and they need a new market. Okay, so they that because in modern day one country cannot survive by itself. They actually export and import, okay, from other country. So even we are living in very everything is so fluent in actually USA, but even USA actually they imported so many stuff from outside, okay, something from the China, even my country Korea, or even from the European country, even from actually some coffee, okay, coffee from Latin America. So imperialism actually usually bases on the first actually aim is that looking for new market, okay, and imperialism also connected to economic political domination of a strong nation over weak one. Usually, yeah, strong country actually occupy the weaker country. That is actually imperialism, especially during the 19th century. Okay, from that time, many actually countries in Europe they become one of the strongest country in the world, and they actually spread out. They actually going to the Latin America, Africa, and even they go to the Asia. At the time, little bit actually Latin America, Africa, even Asia is a little bit underdeveloped. Okay, but during that time, even during that time, already many European countries they already developed the country, but other countries are still underdeveloped. Okay, so they don't have enough actually industrial machines and including the technological weapon. Okay, so by the political, economical, and the military power, many European countries, including now USA, try to join in that country, and they actually starting imperialism throughout the world. And the factories depends on the raw material from all over the world. Yeah, they import raw material and they make it more fine stuff. Okay, for one example, they actually import cotton from other country, and they actually made a very expensive clothing from the cotton. Okay, so many factories in Europe and even USA actually they actually import from other country the raw material, and they made in factory and they try to sell it in other country. So also imperialism deeply related to also feeling of superiority, especially based on the social Darwinism. What is Darwinism? in the nature, okay, nature, the stronger one become more stronger, and the weaker become the victim of the stronger one, and will be disappear. Okay, that's the actually, that means the only stronger become more stronger one, and the weaker going to be disappear. Okay, by the actually the stronger animal. Okay, that's actually Darwinism. But even it apply to country, and they call the social Darwinism. That means a stronger country can invade other weaker country, and they occupy that area, and strong country dominated the whole world. That's actually the spirituality of imperialism, and also extending nation authority over other country by economic, political, and military means. Look at the picture. Maybe the first guy is Germany and the British. Maybe other guy is Russia. Actually, they are one of the imperialist country in the world at the time. They are strongest country in the world during the 19th century. Okay, so they try to expand their power throughout the world, and they go to the Africa, they go to the Latin America, they go to the Asia, and they conquered some area, and they many nation was actually annexed by a strong country. So usually, yeah, Germany, British, Russia, they are imperialist country during the 19th century. And now USA recognize their power, and we want to join in imperialism. So especially Anglo-Saxonism. Through the previous class, I'm talking that one of the main power in the United States is white, okay, white, especially Anglo-Saxon and the Protestant, and male, instead of women, actually male dominated country. That's actually spirituality or power structure in the United States. Especially Anglo-Saxonism, English-speaking nation had a superior character. Yeah, England and USA, okay? Superior character, idea, and system of government. And especially Joshua Strong, actually he is the Presbyterian pastor, minister. Actually, he insisted America as the leading nation in the world. USA is number one nation in the world. So we should lead the whole world. That's our destiny. It was our destiny given by God to acquire new land. So even, yeah, USA start 13 colony, and they conquer the France area, Spanish area, finally had a war against Mexico. Finally, they reach to the Pacific Ocean. Okay, from starting Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, and USA actually established a big kingdom. But now they try not satisfy. Stay in the North America, so they start going outside. Okay, so that means the USA also become one of the imperial country in the world. Especially USA emerged as a world economic military power after 1819 because of so many actually industrial revolution, and so many actually they have so many food in the United States, and they look outside in order to selling their stuff. And many episode was main episode were actually starting point of the imperialism by USA is Spanish-American War. Next screen I'm gonna explain about that, and also changing the role of the USA in the world affair through the end of the World War I. So today I'm gonna dealing with three important war. Spanish-American War, and World War I and World War II. Even dealing with only World War I, it takes a lot of time, so I try to make it short. Okay, so look at the picture. Don't step on my feet, boys. So it looks like USA is a big adult, and the other country, especially Latin America, Honduras and Nicaragua, they looks like extremely small boys. So that actually this picture represents that the superpower of the USA and the imperialism. This is exactly express the imperialism of the USA around the world, especially Latin America. And there was war, finally, Spanish-American War in 1898. To, starting point from this war, actually, America, actually, they risk a war to defend American interests overseas. So they look outside and they try to make more profit. Even though there is war, they really wanted to join in the war in order to getting more profit around the world. Commodore Matthew Perry, actually he is a general, army, okay, army, navy, and he was ordered to negotiate a trade treaty with Japan in 1852. At the time, he bring a lot of ship and shoot the bomb, and Japan surrender, and finally they open their gate. And from that moment, actually, USA actually could trade with Japan. They sell a lot of stuff in Japan, and Japan actually become one of the good alliance with the USA, even from actually 1852, and usually the 19th century, actually, most of the countries in Latin America, South America, actually the main owner is Spain, and Portugal. Portugal actually annexed the Brazil, okay, Brazil. That's why still in Brazil they're using the Portuguese, and many Latin American country they using the Spanish, okay. The main reason is Spain has been owner of the Latin America. Even from the 16th century, they sent a lot of army and they occupied Latin America, and Spain became actually owner of Latin America. Even Cuba is the same situation. Cuba was annexed by the Spain, and the owner of the Cuba was Spain. But in 1868, Cuban rebels declared independence and launched the guerrilla war against Spain. Definitely, those kinds of things really happen. Okay, the other country invade my country, and that country is stronger than my country, and they annexed, they occupied my area. The people, the residents, have a dream, has independence. This is the every actually. Which whatever the time period or which area, it doesn't matter. Every country, every native, they wanna to have their one country. Okay, so Cuba was annexed by the Spain. Definitely, Cuban people actually they wanted to establish their one country by themselves. That's why they start war against Spain. And especially in 1894 economic crisis prompted Jose Marti. Jose Marti is the one of the Cuban rebel general. Okay, he is the he wanted to actually have a movement of independent movement from Spain. So Jose Marti actually invaded Cuba. Actually, during that time, USA supported Cuba. Cuba actually, USA was side with Cuba, and Spanish actually government actually they removed their government and offered Cuban autonomy if Cuba agreed to remain part of the Spanish empire. That means, hey Cuba, if you belong to Spanish empire, we're gonna give you your government, okay? You can rule over, you can establish your own government, but you must be under control of Spanish Empire. But what is the answer of the Cuba? Definitely no, no. We don't want to under your power. We don't want to be, we actually no longer we never want to belong to Spanish Empire. We need our own nation. We need actually independence from Spanish Empire. During that actually political situation, actually USA supported Cuba. And during that time there was yellow journalism. Yeah, that means the many newspaper many newspaper actually made some kind of a fake story. That's not true story, but many newspaper make some kinds of a fictional story, and they supported USA imperialism. So yellow journalism means use of sensationalized and exaggerated reporting by newspaper. Many newspaper make a fictional story, and they actually encourage the USA joining in the war with other country, and they strongly encourage the USA should be dominated in the world, and that means USA should invade other country and annex our country. Actually, USA, but during that time, USA warship mysteriously exploded and sank in the harbor of the Havana, the capital city of Cuba, on in actually 1898. Actually, through that explosion, actually it killed 266 actually men. But by historically, actually it's not sure. It's not sure. So maybe this is one of the best example of yellow journalism. Nobody knows, okay? But yellow journalism actually insists that Spanish Navy actually destroyed the U.S. warship. So that means USA must start war against Spanish. So, but that actually belongs to the, as I said, yellow journalism, because no one see it exploded. So it seems like make a new story. That's not maybe happen. By maybe it's gonna be the explosion of the USA warship. It seems like accident. Okay, accident. Many people actually, many soldiers are living in one ship, and sometimes there is a fire by themselves. So this event actually forced the USA to declare war with Spain. So many newspapers encouraged, let's start war against Spain and let us occupy the Cuba or the Spanish territory. And finally, USA start war against Spanish. During that time, Spain is one of the country have more they occupied so many countries around the world. So even during that time, the owner of the Cuba is Spanish, and the owner of Philippines is also during that time Spain. So first of all, USA invade Philippines. So that is the starting point of a battle of Manila Bay. This is not the war, okay? This is not the war between the USA and Philippines. This is a war between USA and Spanish, okay, Spain. Because during that time, Spain occupied the Philippines. That's why. And by accidentally, during that time, Emilio Aguinaldo, actually he is a Filipino revolutionary leader. So he also won independence from Spain. So Emilio Aguinaldo, actually he launched the rebel war against the Spanish. And in 1898, Commando Due, the USA Navy fleet entered Manila Bay in Philippines. As I said, Manila Bay in Philippines. Philippines was annexed by Spain. Okay, the owner of the Philippines during that time was Spain, and American seal by the leader Commander Dewey actually opened fire and destroyed the Spanish warship. Okay, look at the picture. Without any maybe notice, suddenly USA Navy entered the Manila Bay, and they fired a bomb against the Spain ship, and they destroyed it. Okay, they won the war. So USA took the Manila, the capital city of Philippines, and from that time, unfortunately, the honor of Philippines has been changed from Spain to who is the winner of the war? Yeah, USA. USA actually become the new owner of the Philippines. They USA actually annexed the Philippines, and around 50 years later, actually in 1946, actually finally Philippines has independence from USA. And in 1898, American troops landed outside San Diego, Cuba. Okay, finally, even yeah, the USA actually declared war against Spain. But Spain, during that time, Spain was one of the imperial country in the world. They have their land in even Latin America. Okay. Also, as I said, the Philippines actually belonged to Spain. And first of all, actually USA invaded Philippines, and they occupied that area. They defeated Spain, and USA become new owner of the Philippines. And after that, almost same year, same time, USA also invade Cuba. Okay, it seems like they send a lot of navy. Actually, they go to the San Diego in Cuba. Okay, and they also occupied a little bit small island called Puerto Rico. And Cuba became an independent nation by the support of the USA, but USA protectorate Cuba until 1934. That means Cuba was under control. Okay. Cuba was under the control of the USA. And in 1934, actually, finally Cuba has an independent country. Okay. So USA troops seized even Guam. Guam is very near to the Philippines. So first of all, USA occupied Manila Bay and occupied the Philippines. And after that, they actually invade Guam and seize it. Okay. And Guam at the time, it was also Spanish colony, but now new owner is the USA. So it seems like, yeah, USA start imperialism, and USA first actually enemy is looks like opponent is looks like Spain, and they invade Spanish territory, Spanish colony, and the first actually victim is the Philippines, and the second victim looks like Cuba and other small island including Guam and Puerto Rico. Okay. USA tried to extend their power throughout the world. That's the actually USA imperialism. Even USA actually sent army to China. Okay, so that called open door policy. So that means the many European countries, including USA, they go out. They actually travel around the world. They knock the door. Hey, open the door. We wanted to enter your country, and you must buy our stuff. So that's actually one of the idea of the imperialism, as I said. And many European countries respect the principle of equal trade opportunity. From the European and the USA perspective, actually that is equal trade, but the victim country, like another new victim is China. Suddenly, foreign army invade China, and hey, open the door, and they coming and they start selling their stuff. Okay, so from the dominant perspective, okay, that's the equal trade. But from the victim, from the weaker ones perspective, that's the invasion. Okay, that's the imperialism. So especially they actually try to open the door to China. Because China is extremely huge market. Still, in the modern world, yeah, China has super power in economic part. And the Boxer Rebellion in 1900, actually, member of the Chinese secret society started to flee. We want freedom. We want independence. That's right. Okay, every country try to do that. We for a long time we live here, and our people, our race, actually living in here. But suddenly you invade our country and you try to become new owner. So we hate it. Okay, get out of here. We are the owner of this country. As I said, every country has the same situation. So even China. They wanted to free their country from Western influence, and but government of Europe, including the USA, and their army, and they ended the rebellion. So look at the picture. Left a little bit leather uniform. That's the England, and maybe other European country. They invade China. They actually there is a Chinese rebel army, and they conquer. They destroy. They actually kill all of them, and they finally successful to open the door in Chinese market. Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, the end of 19th century, many countries, Latin America and Asia, Africa, most country actually was invaded by European country, unfortunately, including finally USA also joining in the imperialism, especially Roosevelt, colony. Actually, USA would act as international policeman. Yeah, for a long time, even from the early of 20th century, actually, USA tried to become international policeman. Still, yeah, they doing such a job as your international policeman, and especially in Latin America. And one of the policy of Roosevelt is backstage policy. President Theodore Roosevelt policy of creating, using a strong military to achieve America's goal. What is America's goals? Imperialism. Okay, they conquered, they annexed the other country, and they try to control other country. Look at the picture. The guy who has a big cannon is President Theodore Roosevelt. He bring huge ship of navy, and he actually threaten European country. So the first country is Spain, and hey, don't touch Latin America. Latin America is ours. That's mine. Oh my God. So unfortunately, during that time, because of social Darwinism and Anglo-Saxonism, white guys actually dominated around the world. So Roosevelt has a big cannon aimed for the European country, especially Spain. And Domingo, maybe that is the also Cuba, but not only limited to Cuba, Latin America. So the USA actually expressed their its actually purpose, its aim to control Latin America by itself. Okay, so Roosevelt is showing that ambition to other country, and even yeah, they go to the Republic of Panama. Panama also at the time it seems like the colony of Spain, and they occupied that area, invaded that area, and they made Panama Canal. Do you know what is the canal? As you see, North America, South America connected to each other. So it is have a long time going around South America, but made a seaway. Okay, seaway. They made a short actually a tunnel. Okay, that called actually canal. So they made a Panama Canal. it is a symbol of USA imperialism. Actually, USA controlled the Canal Zone, and they cut through the isthmus of Panama to provide a shortcut between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. It is still extremely important way, okay, to call shortcut between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. During that time, also President Theodore Roosevelt actually built actually Panama Canal in 1914. Can you imagine that? This is not their territory, USA territory, but suddenly USA show their power, and they actually occupied some limited area and suddenly built Panama Canal without the permission of Republic of Panama. Okay, so it seems like they showing their superpower. So this is the Panama Canal has been established by the USA, and this is a symbol of USA imperialism, because, as I said, the Panama Canal is not territory of the USA, but suddenly Theodore Roosevelt occupied that area. They made this canal by itself, and they become the owner for a long time. In 1914, look at the world map, and many nation is so colorful. That means many nation was occupied by European country. So the central continent is the Africa. Look at Africa. Africa is so colorful. So blue means France, and little bit dark pink is England, and even Portugal, Spain, Russia, even the Turkey, the Islamic country, Denmark, Netherlands, USA, Belgium, Italy, Germany. So they going around the world, and they actually invade some country and made it they were considered as their country. Okay. Unfortunately, during that time, yeah, even Japan is one of the strongest country, and unfortunately, Korea was also annexed by Japan. Unfortunately, yeah, the early of 20th century is a very sad era for the actually weak countries, because a strong country invade their land and become new owner, and has extremely hard time suffered. Okay, and World War One is the some kinds of symbolic actually word that USA become the number one country in the world because of this war. I don't want to explain about why this happened, and I don't want to explain the whole history of the World War because I have limited time. And as you know, it began in 1914 with the assassination of Archduke Frank Ferdinando of Austria-Hungary. Actually, he is the prince. Okay, prince. Maybe a little bit later he become the king. Okay, but Bosnian terrorists shoot him. Look at the picture. Actually, the white guy, little bit fat guy, is the Frank Ferdinando. He is the prince of Austria and Hungary. And one guy light low, he's shooting. Okay, he's shooting. He is Bosnian terrorist. He's shooting him. And it actually caused Austria-Hungary. So suddenly the Austria-Hungary lost their prince. Okay, next successor, they lost it, and they declared the war on Serbia. And during that time, World War, actually militarism, that means the powers of building up armed force in aggressive preparedness for war. That means they make a strong army and invade other country. Also, there was new spirituality called nationalism. There is nationalism, actually devotion to the interest and culture of one's nation. Same language, same food, same religion, same dress, same idea, same custom, same land. Okay, so every country, even though, yeah, especially Latin America, for a long time, over 300 years, actually Spain occupied that area. but there was the spirituality of nationalism. Hey, this is our land. Get out of here. We wanted to live our one people actually try to control this country. We want independence from you. That's actually nationalism. And because of Hungary, okay, Austria and Hungary invade Serbia. Look at the map, okay, look at the map. In the middle, Australia, Hungary. Next country is Serbia. They invade Serbia. And suddenly, it's not only war between the Australia, Hungary, and Serbia. Suddenly, Germany, even the Bulgaria, also Turkey, the Ottoman, the Islamic country, suddenly they also joining in the war. So it become they actually composed a military alliance. Several countries joining each other and they help each other. And suddenly, little bit dark pink versus green country, they actually Europe actually divided by two group, okay? Green group and little bit dark actually pink group, okay? Especially Germany, Austria, Hungary, Bulgaria, Turkey, okay? They made an alliance, okay? Allied. They cooperate with each other. So military alliance means two or more nations form a agreement for a common objective. What is a common objective? Invade our country and they make it our nation, okay? Especially Germany has an ambition, and Germany declared war on Russia and France. Look at the map. Germany, okay? Germany the left side is France, and the right side is Russia. They suddenly start a war, opening fire against France and Russia. And during that time, Great Britain actually came to the aid of France. They become the friends, okay, friends of France by declaring war on Germany. Suddenly, during that time, Germany, especially Germany, become one of the strongest country, and they have an aim to conquer the world, conquer the Europe, okay. That's the actually starting point of the World War One. And during that time, USA actually they have a neutrality policy. Okay, I don't care. I don't want to involve in the war. That's not our business. Not our business. Okay, so they don't actually don't involve in that war. President Woodrow Wilson took full control of foreign policy, declaring neutrality. So we don't care about what happened in Europe. But he only warned that Germany that resumption of the unrestricted submarine warfare against American ships supplying goods to allied nations would mean war. So that means President Woodrow Wilson actually only warning German, hey, don't touch our ship, okay? If you don't touch our ship, I don't care about your war. Only one wish is don't touch our ship. Don't touch our people. Don't touch the Americans, okay? So, but during that time, German has actually U-boat. That was extremely good actually submarine. Actually, submarine sink any ship heading to Great Britain. So, especially the May 1915, U-boat sank the Lusitania. Lusitania actually the ship of British, okay? British passenger ship. This is not warship, okay? This is not for the war, okay? They only carry the passengers. So look at the picture. There is no cannon, okay? This is only actually delivered people from one country to other country. They have no aim for war. But suddenly, the German U-boat actually shoot the bomb and sank the Lusitania. And it killed around 1,180 people. They are not army, okay? They are not army people. They are normal people, regular people with no gun, okay? They have no gun even. But Germany U-boat actually destroyed that ship, and around 1,200 people died. But unfortunately, during that time, 128 Americans riding on the ship, and they died also. Now, previously, USA, I don't care about your war, okay? That's your business, none of my business. But suddenly, because of the German U-boat attack, actually, over 100 actually Americans died. And during that time, the Germans sent some secret message to Mexico. German actually persuaded Mexico joining in our military alliance. So that called Zimmermann Note. Okay. So from the German foreign minister to German ambassador in Mexico. That means the German government sent some message to Mexico, and that message proposing a German-Mexico alliance. Hey, become our friends, support Germany, and we will actually we try to help Mexico to regain Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. Hey, even around 50 years ago, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona was your land, okay, Mexico's land. We gonna help you, okay? We're gonna Mexico take back Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona. So joining us, help our army. So they asked the help of to Mexico government, and this is some kinds of a message. Not look at the picture. Everything is in number, but there is a secret code. Okay, so the USA actually secret agent actually they interpret and they figure it out. Oh my God, they persuaded Mexico joining in alliance with Germany and try to maybe attack USA, and as a result, we're gonna help you. Germany going to help you regain Texas and New Mexico and Arizona. So finally, through that return, USA entered the war. Previously, no joining the war, none of my business. But because Germany actually killed over 100 American passengers, and they tried to make an alliance with Mexico, so that threatened the USA. So that's why USA entered the war. In 1916, Germany sank the Success, another ship, big ship. So look at the picture. They destroy it, they bombing it, and it sank. So a lot of people also die. And in 1917, Germany resumed unrestricted submarine warfare. That means Germany actually shooting, even bombing, even passengers ship. Okay, so finally USA declared war on Germany on April 6, 1917. And there is two party. Okay, Serbia, Belgium, Great Britain, Italy, France, Russia, United States, one team. They become one team, and their opponent was Germany, Bulgaria, Ottoman Empire, Australia, and Hungary. Two part. Okay, the world was divided by two party, and they have a war against each other. Many nations joining in. That's why that's called World War. Okay, not only between two countries. So many countries involved in war. So that's why World War I. American soldiers arrive at the rate of 10,000 a day per day. So many actually USA sent a lot of army to the World War I, and while Germany was unable to repress its loss. So joining support of the USA become superpower. Okay, superpower to alliance with Great Britain and Italy and France. Okay, and finally they won the war. So the World War I actually ended in 1918. Okay, so Allied victory, including USA, joined the world, and finally they won the war. Victory on the USA side. Okay, so that actually League of Nations in 1919 actually compromised the delegate from many countries and run by council by 5 largest countries including the USA, and there was a treaty of Versailles in France, okay, in France. The war guilt cause blamed the entire war on Germany. Germany became the victim, okay. Germany was loser, and Germany had to pay around $33 billion in reparation to the Allies. They have a lot of debt, okay. So suddenly, yeah, Germany should pay back the money, a lot of money, because they lost the war. And after World War, there was a boom in American economic, and USA became the richest country in the world. So this is some kind of a symbolic war, okay? Through this war, actually, USA showed their superpower, especially military power, economical power, political power, and USA, it seems like USA become #1 country in the world after World War I. But as we know, yeah, Germany, they are in trouble, okay? Germany were, especially Germany the economic hard time helped the National Socialist, especially Nazi. You may heard of Nazi, okay? You may heard of Adolf Hitler, okay? And suddenly Nazi actually come to power. They losing World War I, and they have a lot of debt to the European and USA. They should pay a lot of money, but many things has been destroyed. As we know, wartime, it's extremely hardship time, okay? Many buildings, many land, many factory were destroyed, and it seems like the Germany was helpless and hopeless. And during that time, only one hero to call actually to the German people, Adolf Hitler. He gained control of the Germany in 1932. So he completely ignored the term of the Treaty of Versailles. What is the conclusion of Versailles? German, you must pay back $33 billion to the European and USA. But he ignored. Forget about it. We cannot pay the money. And finally, in 1938, actually he united Australia with Germany, and finally he started war in 1939. Nazi army invaded Poland. That's the actually starting point of the World War II. And Germany conquered most of Western Europe and invaded Soviet Union. As we know, even they invaded the France and England and other country. Germany, Adolf Hitler showing some kinds of super leadership, and they conquered most country in Western Europe. And as we know, Adolf Hitler hates the Jewish people, and he murdered 6 million Jewish people. That's called Holocaust. So there are so many movies actually dealing with the life of Adolf Hitler. If you have any chance to watch the movie, try to look at it, okay? You may understand what is World War II and the life of Hitler. And even Japan, during the World War, they become the alliance with the Germany, Japan, and the nationalism and the militarism swept through Japan in the 1920s, and Japan invaded China in 1931. And Japan bombed the USA fleet at the Pearl Harbor in Hawaii on December 7, 1941. Wow! This is the first war in the territory of the United States, okay? Pearl Harbor. There is a movie also, Pearl Harbor. Try to watch it, okay? Japan invaded USA territory, Pearl Harbor in Hawaii, okay? And through that actually attack, more than 2,400 people died, Americans died, okay? USA battleship and the airplane were totally destroyed. Look at the picture. Suddenly so many airplanes coming to Pearl Harbor, they bombing on the battleship, and even the harbor, they totally destroyed. Japan destroyed the Pearl Harbor, okay? So one of the biggest ship actually was sank, okay? this invasion by Japan actually recorded worst war in the American history. Okay, this is the first invasion, okay, in the territory of USA. In 1942, Japanese captured Manila, the capital city of the Philippines. Even the territory, okay, Manila. Do you remember? Manila, Philippines is the Spain was the first owner, second owner actually the USA, and finally Japan invaded Manila, the territory of the USA, okay, colony, USA colony. And because of that attack, finally USA decided to enter the war, World War II. USA actually, as I said, follow the policy of neutrality. That's not our business. Well, again, there is a war again in Europe. German invade France. That's none of my business. Okay, but USA actually was attacked, so President Roosevelt asked the Congress to declare war on Japan, and the USA General Dwight Eisenhower invaded Normandy in France. So look at the picture. This is Normandy, okay, in France. USA actually sent a lot of Navy, Army, and they landed on Normandy in France because during that time German occupied France, okay, and finally they won the war against Germany, and Adolf Hitler suicided himself. And the USA during that time also was only one nation with the atomic bomb. Do you know the Einstein? And helped actually made the atomic bomb. And atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Two actually atomic bomb dropped on August 6, several days later, Nagasaki. In 1945, finally Japan surrendered. Okay, Japan surrendered. We surrender to you. And because of also that atomic bomb, actually that USA history also related to my country, South Korea. Because of that atomic bomb, finally South Korea actually has independence from Japan. So we can establish in our own government. And yeah, World War I, World War II, so many more than billions of people died, and this is a disaster, okay, disaster around the world. Finally, United Nations, UN was established during the World War II. Or I really wanted to create the international group to help keep the peace, okay. The aim of the UN is peace, keep peace, international peace, because World War I, World War II destroyed, killed so many people. Roosevelt also suggested the name United Nations in Washington, D.C., and in 1950, actually UN headquarters was built in New York City. So if you have any chance get to the Manhattan, New York City, try to visit the UN headquarters. And through today's class, I'm explaining about Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, and that is the process of the USA show their imperialism around the world, and USA become the one of the strongest country in the world. But now, as we know, China and Russia still has a strong power, and they has some tension between two countries. Through today's class, actually, USA no longer stay inside. They spread their power throughout the world. That called actually imperialism of the USA. Okay, thanks to listen to my lecture, and see you next time. Thank you.